Well, greetings, fellow Spyder riders and Spyder lovers and Spyder wannabes. This is Dave with Ozarks Spyder Rides again. And we're coming down the hill from Chateau on the Lake. And so this puts us back on 265. And as we go on down, we're going to turn into the Shepherd of the Hills Fish Hatchery. If we stay on this road, it will actually take us right into downtown Branson on the kind of the west side of Branson. But the Shepherd of the Hills Fish Hatchery is one of the largest trout production facilities in the Missouri Department of Conservation Trout Production Program. And construction of the Shepherd of the Hills Hatchery began back in 1957, and I think the first trout were produced in 1958, the following year. This hatchery typically produces 1,125,000 catchable trout annually. And they weigh in at something like 301,000 pounds. 700,000 of those go to Lake Taneycomo, and of that 700,000, I think 225,000 actually come from the Neosho National Fish Hatchery in southwest Missouri. So the remainder of the trout produced here get stocked within other Missouri trout management areas, but the primary role of this facility is the production of rainbow and brown trout to meet the conservation's management requirements. And it also plays an important part in supplying eggs and fingerlings for grow out at other conservation facilities. Now you can see the school buses there on the right. This is a fairly popular field trip for school children. And as we go by some of the hatchery tanks, you'll see them there on the left down on the ground. That's just one of many, many areas where those tanks are down on the ground. You can see some of the pumps on the end. And if you look straight ahead, you'll see we're coming up to the backside of the dam, of Table Rock Dam. Now the dam is a hydro generating facility, and I don't have the statistics, but I saw something on there that says it produces enough electricity for like 40,000 houses or something, so it's not a huge facility, but it is a generating dam. It was built in 1959. And it was built by damming the waters of the White River, which actually ended up creating a very nice warm water recreation lake, which became a very major draw for the Branson area. And it also created a new lake, which is a cold body of water called Lake Taneycomo, because the cold water comes out way, way, way down low. So it's actually a very massive dam. It measures 6,423 feet in length. And it's 250 feet above the riverbed. It doesn't look like that from where we're sitting here in this view, but it is a pretty massive dam. It contains 1,230,000 cubic yards of concrete and 3,320,000 cubic yards of earth embankment. So when we get up here to the end of this road, we're going to backtrack the way we came in, and then we're going to go right back up by the chateau, and then we'll end up going out across Table Rock Dam. Okay, we're right back at the intersection where we came down the hill from the chateau. Here in just a second or two, we'll go right by the entrance to the chateau on the lake again. So we've looped around a little bit. Yeah, there's your entrance right there. So now we're getting ready to go out across the dam, and of course we're going to pass over the emergency spillway first, and you'll see the waters on the right. And as far as I know, this has never flooded over the emergency spillway, but that's what we're driving over right now. And it's actually, there's some hollow gates. This looks like a bridge if you look at it from below, and we're going to swing out on the peninsula here and give you a look at that. Now they're getting ready to close this off June 1st, and today is after Memorial Day in May, so they actually had this barricaded. I don't think they intend for anybody to drive back in here, but the gate's open, so we're going to go down and we'll stay out of the construction stuff and give you a look. But you can see underneath this emergency spillway pretty easy, I think, when I turn this corner. You also get a little look at the chateau on the lake across the water. Of course, it looks fairly small back there on that hill. Well, we didn't get as good a look at that as I thought we were going to, but the water is actually beautiful down here, and it's just clear and clean most of the time. In fact, it's just perfect for just about every type of recreation you can imagine, whether it be swimming, skiing, fishing, parasailing, jet skiing, flyboarding, and believe it or not, even scuba diving. Diving in Table Rock Lake may be one of Branson's best kept secrets. Well, it may not be now because everybody knows. But when the dam was constructed, there was a village called Oasis, and it was evacuated, and it still remains below the surface. So local diving experts can help people find that. And there's landmarks for the village, and there's several sunken boats in the lake, including a twin-deck riverboat and a 40-foot cruiser. How about that? Well, as we turn out of this peninsula area and we start out across the dam, it's pretty windy today. In fact, when we get to the actual concrete part of the dam, you'll be able to see the flags standing straight out sideways. So I'll give you a few facts as we go across here, because the wind's blowing pretty good and it was ruffling the microphone more than I wanted. But the Table Rock Dam is actually one of 4 dams that were authorized by Congress back in 1941. And they had 2 purposes. They were to control flooding in the region, and they were to generate hydroelectric power. And the name for the Table Rock Dam comes from the original site that was selected for the dam. It was actually called Table Rock Mountain, but after they determined the site wasn't stable enough, it was moved to a different location, to the location we are now, but the name remains. So we're going across the actual concrete structure of the dam right now. And you can see that flag blowing and flapping there pretty good. Water, is smooth and flat, and the wind kicks up pretty good across here. Now the lake covers 43,100 surface area acres, and it has a pretty long shoreline. It's 745 miles in both Missouri and Arkansas. Now when we get to the end of the dam here, we'll come on something called the Dewey Short Visitor Center, and we're going to take a short tour through there. And if you want to know anything about the fish hatchery or the Table Rock Dam, you can go online to the Dewey Short Visitor Center, and there's just all kinds of things you can find out there. So as we turn in here, as soon as we get through the gate, you're going to see some leaves and debris down. They've picked up the major sticks and things that were in the way, but I have to drive around a few things. We've had a lot of tornadoes this year. We've had over 30. Just in May alone, we've had 13 inches of rain at my house, and people north of us have had over 18 inches. And we're on pretty high ground, so we don't have any flooding issues where I'm at, but some people aren't so lucky. So we'll be wrapping this video up here in just a little bit, and then we'll continue on. We have a 4th part to this where we go by the Branson Bell, and we end up at Point Lookout, which is about 400 feet above the riverbed, and we get to look at the back side of the dam from there. So I hope you like these videos, and if you do, subscribe and leave us a comment. Tell us what you like, and if there's something you'd like to see in the Branson area or in the Ozarks, maybe we can get out and shoot some video of it. So thanks for watching, and as always, be safe and keep your spiders in good shape.